Hi, students. In this video, we're going to wrap up our studies in SuperCollider, and I'm going to show you the wonderful world of SynthDefs with the SuperCollider coding language. Okay, now to really make sense of this tutorial here, you'll need to be familiar with everything that I've gone over in subsequent videos and through our lectures and lessons with the pattern library here. So, to really do everything for this course with SuperCollider, you really just need to, uh oh, I'm not the beginning of, oh, yeah, here we are. I was right. Okay, you can really, with knowing just a few things about running lines of code and things like that, uh, you can get started in chapter 2 and you can make so much music using these sequencer objects. You know, when when you're learning a new electronic music instrument, find the sequencer and work your way out from there. That's how you get the most musical results. And that's exactly what we have done by going through all of these pattern objects. So you can do all of these musical moves. Now it is time to add some sounds, some new sounds, some timbre. So far, we've been working with a built-in synthesizer in SuperCollider. It's kind of this light sounding piano sound. Um, okay, it's fine. You can break it out into octaves or something if you're interested in that. But really, the power of computer music and electronic music is all of the different timbres that you can use, right? So what I'm showing you, we're going to get it out of, you can go over chapter 3. It's fantastic. I can go over that with you. And it's terrific. It's a great chapter. Not required for this course. All kinds of things about arrays, about getting into the language. But what this is all building up to is, if we go way, way down, Bruno has this fantastic thing here. Oh, dear. Okay, I don't want to just flip through the entire book. Where did it go? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. All kinds of great stuff, right? But what we're trying to find, oh, you can play an audio file, okay, envelopes. All right, this is all leading up to SynthDefs. Okay, now I already have SynthDefs written for you. So let's get to this part right here. Part 40, page 96 in A Gentle Introduction to SuperCollider by Bruno Ruviaro, free online. Page 96. Pbind can play your SynthDef. He's got some examples here. Okay, he's got some examples. Okay, but let's do it our way. It's a very, very brief explanation here. But since we're not going over chapters 3 and 4, let me show you how to do this. Okay, so here's your file that's available for you in your resources. Let's go ahead and start up SuperCollider. And by this time, you should be very familiar with how to get around SuperCollider, but just in case. Okay, you might want to have one of these files open so that you have all of these basic moves ready for yourself. Okay, but have that in mind. Okay, and let's get started. Post window looks good. My server's cruising along here. Let's see, let's mind that volume. I will adjust accordingly once I start making some sound. Now, let me isolate this right here. This is your basic sine tone wave. Paste that in. Okay, this is a SynthDef. All you need to do is find a SynthDef and run it. Look at this. Your resource here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basic SynthDefs. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to load these and you're going to get your basic waveforms. And then an extra really fantastic, what's called a physical modeling synthesizer. What this is going to allow us to do is to load a sound that's pre-designed into a Pbind. So if we look down here, the way that we use these is we're going to call the name of that synth into a Pbind, and it's going to use that sound. Okay, so let's keep in mind what we're going to do. The name of the game here. Let's copy this Pbind here. Well, actually, let's not say we did. Okay, the name of the game here is to run a Pbind and have it use a different timbre, right? And we're going to do that by using a key called instrument and then the name of a SynthDef. Okay, so that's where we're going with this. So let me write that down for everybody here in a comment. So we're going to load a sound from a synth and then call it in a Pbind and use that sound. Okay, now this is where we really take advantage of the power of computer music. Why is that? Oh, I want to word this, okay. A single SynthDef can be used multiple times by several, in this case, it's several Pbinds. But it's not limited to Pbinds, okay? You can hook up controllers, instruments. You can use this in several ways. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, here we go. Right here, I have a SynthDef. Now, you can grab these online. There's so many resources out there for you. Here's a great resource right here. If we go SC code, guess who? It's Bruno. Oh, come on, come on. Okay. He has all kinds of synthesizers that you can use. Look at this. SynthDef examples. Okay. So you can just grab SynthDef snare, kick, okay, all of these great examples here. Okay, you can grab those. Totally free. There's a Car Plus Strong example. I'll be showing you one of those. Okay, so these are fantastic. Bruno has another site on his GitHub. Okay, GitHub. Right there, Bruno Ruviaro. This guy's a fantastic resource. Okay, here he is. And under, well, there's the book. Woo! But you can just Google that book. It's very easy to get a hold of. Okay. You know what? I think his do we do demo? It's under here. There's a MIDI keyboard example, hooking a keyboard up to SuperCollider. Okay, here's a whole set of SynthDefs right here. Okay, some of them you saw in his other code. Okay, and you can, this one's really neat, this flute here. And it's okay to just grab these online and you just get free sounds. That's the beauty of this code, right? Very light. You don't have to download sound files or anything like that. Man, I love coding. Okay, so that's the power. That's the beauty of these SynthDefs, of SuperCollider in general. So let's talk about the synthesizer. All that you need to know is the name of a SynthDef. I'll give you a quick tour here of what's going on, but all you need to know is the name of a SynthDef and then these arguments right here. These are your controls. If your Pbind is a car, think of the handles of that Pbind, and subsequently those handles, they link up with arguments, and those arguments can be linked to arguments in a SynthDef here. So think of those like steering wheel, brake pedal, all the things that you can do with a car. I hope that example holds up. Don't push it too far. But take a look. You can control the frequency. These are the elements of your amplitude envelope: attack, sustain, release. This is a 3-segment envelope, not 4, so we don't have the decay. Amplitude and pan. Very simple controls, but you can do so much with this, folks. Okay, so all you need to know is the name of your synth to call it, and then write down here your arguments. Down here, this is the function. Okay, this could be cleaned up. This could be written a little bit better, and I'd love to do that sometime. But yeah, this really does need to be cleaned up. Oh my gosh. Okay, but what we can see here is there's our sine wave. Okay, there's our sine wave object. There's an envelope, and we're filtering it a little bit to give it a little bit of color. Right, we're using just a little coloring filter. It's not really. There's no point in filtering a sine wave unless you want to give it a little bit of color and make it sound a little glossier. There's a panning object for obvious reasons, and then this out object writes it to an audio bus. You don't need to know about this stuff, but if you're interested, these SynthDefs really, they're not hard to write. Now, here's the part that might get you hung up a little bit. Okay, to use a SynthDef, you can just highlight it, okay, or you can just put your cursor in there. Okay, I'm pressing Shift Enter. Okay, and that's it. It's not going to make any sound. Keep that in mind. It's not going to make any sound. What it will do is it will say that you loaded the SynthDef over here in your post window. That's it. You've done it. Now, let's make a Pbind. Let's go with our old way of doing things, first of all. Oops. We want the P-seq or P-sequencer. Oh my. Okay. INF. And I'm gonna do a little sound check here. Make sure this volume is right for you guys. Let me just run this. There we go. Okay, so that's where we usually live, right? Now, we add another handle called instrument. Two ways of writing this. We can go sine 1. And here we go. Uh-oh. Oh dear, we're having technical difficulties. Let's see what we got. It is because I changed the volume while the synth was running. Oh, yikes. SuperCollider, what are you doing to me? Okay, things are starting to calm down. Uh-oh, what are we doing? Huh. Well, there's another way to notate this. Maybe it prefers that way. Not a strong start, is it? Let's see if it picks that one. Okay, awkward. This is an old computer. Maybe it needs to be updated. No, gotta be patient here. That looks about right. Oh, I see what I'm doing. What do you guys think? Think I should spell instrument right? I think I'm going to go ahead and try that. Oh, man, it's still very angry with me. Very, very upset. Okay, SuperCollider. One more time. Hmm. Yeah, so that's a good sign. It says a SynthDef. Hmm. Well, let me go ahead and restart. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, and we're back. Here we go. And so here I've got instrument handle, sign one. Okay, so what this is going to do, this is going to use the sounds from this SynthDef here, and I can play a sine tone with my Pbind. Here we go. Wow. As soon as I turn the video on, it won't work. SuperCollider does not like being recorded. Guess it's camera shy. Let's see what we can do about that. Make sure we call that. Well, there was a little blip there. So the synth popped up for a minute. I think it's this recording here that's just really killing the sound. Let's see. Well, what are we going to do about this? Go ahead and follow along then. And what I'll do, I'll make another video. I'm going to see if I can get a good recording for you guys, showing me coding. Maybe I won't be able to talk over it. Maybe this is just too much going on for the computer. But this is how you set it up. Okay, this is how you set this up. Now, if I was going to open up our file again, let's see. There's our basic SynthDefs here. And what I would do, I would call each of these. Okay. You just go through each one. See how you find the code block, okay? And you find the code block, another code block there, as I call it. There we are. There's some really neat sounds in here. This one's very unique. I wonder if that would work for us. You know what? Let's just for argument's sake. I wonder if this would be happier with this sound. Oh no. Nobody's happy here, are they? Nope. And we can see something's wrong because my my server's way up into the whole numbers here. Okay, and this is just that the video here since I'm recording you guys for you guys. It's really loading some things up. But the idea here, okay, and I'll be getting you guys some sounds. But the idea, okay, is once I load these, the language can find them anywhere, and this is fantastic. For your pieces, I would like you to perform in SuperCollider. Okay, now that can be very simple. I won't put you in a situation that you won't be able to handle. Okay, so don't worry about that. But what I highly recommend is to have your synthesizers on a separate page. Okay, and you're just going to call them, and then your piece can live over here. And this is where your musical ideas can live. I know I have my synth over here because that's my example, but then you can put your Pbinds over here and do your composition techniques using all the things that we've gone over in the other videos. Okay, so we can have a Pbind here that says plucking. By the way, this is how you would test a sound. Okay, this is how you would audition. You don't even need this for these synthesizers. If it's a synth without an envelope, okay, so this one, no luck. But if it's a synth without an envelope, okay, you would call it as a variable, and you'd say a.free. But in this case, since I have envelopes on them, they already have a natural decay. Okay, you would just do something like this. And then you would call that, right? So that is the synth object, and then we do \try one. Where did I get that? Well, right over, okay. Right over here, try one. And then this is how we just hear that synth in its most basic form, okay? Well, let's keep moving here. Let me show you. We'll have to use our imaginations. Okay, so when this is playing, we can use degree. Any of our pitch materials, frequency, degree, and also, if you want to start exploring note or MIDI, that's fine. But these handles, it's pretty amazing. They will automatically bind to frequency. Okay. You can also make a handle and you can adjust attack. Okay. So you can go, I want to change my attack to maybe 0.2. And it's going to adjust the synthesizer. Really apologize for the lack of sound here. you can also, I want to try this here. Let's say you want to warm that attack up a little bit. Okay, so we can go 0.9 to 0.2. Okay, you can randomize that a little bit, make it sound really cool. We can also do our release the same way. And this time, maybe let's go Prand. Let's say you really like having a release, let's see, between maybe like 0.3, and then you want to really shorten that up to 0.05. And you want just that to happen just a little bit more, right? Okay. Man, I really wish we had some sound here. But you can operate on all of these parameters by calling a key over here and using any, and I mean any of those objects that we were using. A few of them are very useful, very a lot more usable than others. You'll have your collection that you'll love and use for your music, but this is how you start making music with SuperCollider using synthesizers and things like that. Here's another something you might want to try. Let's see. We can turn this over to square one. Okay. You do a P shuff. Here's something a little bit more. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know me, how much I love this Pbinds object. It's going to be quite a spread right there, isn't it? Nope, got to be thorough. I will probably want 0 in there a little bit. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit more random, right? Well, a lot more random. And, you know, why not do pgeom for this? Our length, let's go over 50 times. Okay. Just in case it's feeling like working. Ah, nuts. Okay, but I'm going to put these up for you guys. You can try, well, I'll make sure they sound good. And you can try them yourself. Okay, but this is really the icing on the cake for you guys. Okay, taking a set of synthesizers. Where'd they go? Here we go. Okay, taking the set of synthesizers. I have some written for you right here. but the sky is the limit here when you can go online, especially right here, okay? Bruno Ruviaro's GitHub. Where is that at? Hey. Okay, there's a fantastic page for you. And let me rewind on that website. If you want to go back to the root of that site. And then here's another terrific. Okay, and I'm doing that in order of importance. Okay, if you're going, oh my gosh, the SuperCollider stuff, just give me the basics. Okay, right here, and then and you want even more. Okay, here's some more fantastic. Okay, here's your free synths. And then if you want even more resources for SuperCollider, all kinds of fantastic stuff. So again, you'll be able to use all of our SuperCollider moves that we went over in chapter 2. And now with what I'm showing you here by using these SynthDefs, you're going to be able to apply all of our other electronic music studies. And that's really something, okay? Especially right here using our basic waveforms. And then, so in this case, we're just talking about simple envelope stuff. But there are SynthDefs that have filters for filtering noise. And you'll be able to find all of those controls in the arguments. You'll be able to find things that will play samples back. Let's look at an example here. Here in one of Bruno's synthesizers. Okay, SynthDef, marimba. Actually, you know what? Let's go to blips. I'm just going to copy and paste this, so this will be easier for us to look at. Okay, now he had it so you can load all of them at once. So let's go ahead and just give this a code block. Okay. Look at that. I have that synth now. It's that easy, folks. So now if I wanted to do a Pbind, okay, we're not going for variables, we're going for the arguments. So my controls would be the frequency. And so I could use the frequency handle. I could also use degree. Any of my pitch handles is going to operate on this. I would also make a handle. It'd be num harmonics. Okay, that'd be the number of harmonics. And there's my release and my amplitude. So it would look like this. There's 2 ways of notating. That's just coding, folks. A lot of different types of syntax. Okay, so blips. Yeah, I would use degree if I wanted to use that as a scale. Yeah, I only have a release. But you know what I would do? Let's just get rid of that. I would make a handle here called num harmonics. I knew it. I would do a Prand. I know I'm actually not using White. Oh my gosh. Who am I? What have I done with Mr. Creer? Okay. And now I've used almost all of the controls for this synthesizer. Okay, so I've loaded it right here, right? Just on the off chance that it would play. Ah, no dice. Okay, that's that recording software working against me. Such a shame. Okay, folks, but there it is. This is how you load a sound from a SynthDef and then call it in a Pbind and use that sound. A single SynthDef can be used multiple times by several Pbinds. I didn't necessarily use that in this example, but you know, I could change this right here to sine. I could change this to sine 1. I could run this, and then I can test or whatever right down here. Okay, I apologize for the lack of sound. There will be resources with me playing for you guys, making some sound with this as well. But of course, the most important part is for you to make these sounds. Okay, I'm looking forward to your projects. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.